I'm going to start by asking you a question. So if you could, just take a second and answer the question for us. So it looks like for the most part, we are taking advantage of the upgrade, which is fabulous. The upgrade is really helpful, especially once you get used to it, because I know sometimes we're just trying to go 100 miles per hour, but it does give you a lot of the preview and a little sneak peek screen that's helpful for you. So now I'm going to switch over and show my computer screen. And I'm on my Home tab, which now has the little blue Home. And if I were to come down to Tasks, and I'm just pointing this out so you can know if you were unsure whether you're using Standard or Classic, this view is the new view. So this is the Standard. And the way that I know that this is Standard is because I have the ability right here to switch to Classic. Right? And if I click on a record on the right-hand side, I can get some details, the workflow progress, and then the attachment. So those are some of the advantages you get with the upgrade. That's not what this call is about, but it does help us lead in when we are talking about the resources that are available. So I'm going to ask you another question. If you could, go ahead and weigh in. So here are the results. A lot of you are really relying on those topics of the week, which is great because there is some fabulous information in there. And then also the job aids, which I'm sure you know are found within I-Beam. There's also an admin manual, and you may or may not have been aware. We did launch that out and sent some emails around regarding the admin manual that's out there. And even if you're not an admin, you might want to take a look at it if you're a PM or an APM, potentially a PE. And it primarily focuses on the financial aspects, of course. And then there are some YouTube videos, so it's good to see some of you have been utilizing those. So now we're going to go onto the Workspace tab. And if a lot of you are utilizing that topic of the week, which you indicated you are, then potentially you're managing all of those in your Outlook, or maybe you want to go and find them here. So I'm under Workspace. I'm on my Workspace tab, and I'll come down to Document Manager, Company Documents. Now you can tell that I am in the new Standard view. Again, because number one, it looks a little different. And number two, over here on the right-hand side, there's a place to switch to Classic View. So we're going to start in the Standard view because I really think that is the most beneficial for all of us, but I'll show you the other way too. So as soon as I go on Company Documents, there's a whole lot of information in here. And I'm sure you're familiar with this system and the fact that you can expand or collapse, right? So I'm going to just start collapsing anything that doesn't apply to what we're talking about today. And that brings me to the I-Beam resource folder, which is right here. Okay, so there's that I-Beam resource folder. And within it, you can find the Project and Asset Management Manual. So I'll just pop that up so you can see it. And again, this is primarily for admins. And this is phase 1 that's been released. We have phase 2 coming out probably at the end of this month. And so it talks about the life cycle. There's an introduction to I-Beam. So if you're newer to I-Beam and on this call, that would be fabulous for you to take a look at. It talks about how users gain access, budgeting process, vendor management, and on through. There's also an appendix with terms and conditions, an I-Beam overview, utilizing AVBU for I-Beam, and you're probably aware we're starting to switch some information over to SharePoint. And then the roadmap of construction. So those are all really great resources for you, and they're all found here in I-Beam under Company Documents. Then there is also I-Beam emails. So any important emails that go out, those are going to be found here, so you can go back and find them. There's all of the topic of the weeks are found in here. So there's a basic navigation, CapEx, design, redevelopment, asset tracking, vendor management, right? So you can go through and find the headers and then get to what you need. And then there's also the chart of accounts. Those are in there. And I know you see on my screen job aids, but this is not where you would want to go to literally go find a job aid for something. For that, you would go to wherever the business process is, or the BP, like this is the vendor request. And then you would come up to the help button, which in the Standard view is this little question mark. And that is going to be what brings up your job aid. Now, a significant number of you stated that you are utilizing the job aids. And we are updating this document with every release. And if you look in the lower right-hand corner, you can see whether or not you, if you've printed them out, have the latest and greatest. So that's the standard view. I'm going to switch over to classic view here. And there are a few of you that are still using it. Maybe I can win you over to the other side. And again, I'm going to go to Document Manager, Company Documents, and switch this over. And now if I come to I-Beam Resources, it's spelled out a little bit more for us, exactly what you're going to find in there. Right? So I come to I-Beam Resources, and I have job aids. And again, to get to the true storage of the job aids, go into each BP as opposed to just right here. There's the Construction Admin Manual, Topic of the Week, Safety Prerequisites, emails, monthly meetings, and videos. So a whole lot of great information all in one place. It's just a matter of coming in, looking to see what's there, and seeing if it can help you. And one thing that I would certainly take advantage of is anytime you have a question, before you pick up the phone and start dialing, I would come here and see if you can find the answer to your question, because it could save you some time. So let's say you have a question regarding something on vendor management. You can click this folder. You'll see the names and the titles of everything that's in there. I've heard there's a lot of hubbub about not wanting to have duplicate vendors, so I could click right in here and pull up my topic of the week regarding that. So again, if you're somebody who has been diligently saving all of these topic of the week emails, and that works for you, fabulous, but just so you know, they're all found here, so you don't have to keep your own library of them. And then you can just go to whatever topic makes sense for you to find those. So let's look under I-Beam emails as well. I'll click on I-Beam emails. And I know that this can be difficult. We receive so many emails all the time that when you'll find out that there's something that's changed, you might wonder, wait a minute, did I get that email? Because that doesn't sound familiar. And we're starting to store all of the emails of that nature in here. You can come back and find some of those. And then under I-Beam videos, and this is a good one to know, we had our CapEx budget request refresher in August. That's found here. Topic of the week demo that Sue recently held, that's found here. Closeout binder information and the new construction contract BP enhancements and the REDEV bid awards. So a lot of amazing information in here if you have a chance to go in and just take a look to get familiar with it. Let me ask one more question. Do you plan to attend the enhancement webinar later this month? Because we have a pretty large, somewhat significant enhancement coming up September 28th. So it'll be in the system when you come to work the following Monday. Looks like a lot of you were planning on it. Some of you are considering it. We'll give it a few more seconds to vote in there. So for the yes, absolutely, fabulous. That's great. We try really hard to make sure everything is communicated to you in regards to there's a webinar for what's coming out, there's a follow-up email, and then in addition, we post to the MCU anything that's really significant. I wanted to make sure that you were aware that now those videos are actually going to be posted here within I-Beam, so that if for scheduling purposes you just weren't able to attend, it didn't work out, you don't miss out on the information. You still have the ability to go watch the video. And with the videos, we try to let you know in the email what order we're going in so that you know where you can skim ahead and be able to just save as much time as possible to go in and find what's pertinent to you. So I wanted to make sure you all were aware that that's in there. So I'm going to pause, and again, in regards to the questions, utilizing the question pane, are there any resources that you would like to see in I-Beam that I haven't pointed out are there, such as the topic of the week is there, the job aids, videos, admin manual, all of those pieces. Is there anything else you're thinking of that you are managing yourself when this information flows in that you think this would be a really good repository to keep it? All right, well, I'm not getting any big ahas or, yeah, don't forget to include this. If you think of anything, please never hesitate to reach out and let me know, because we do want to make this easier for you so that you don't have information here, there, and everywhere. You're probably aware, if you saw an email that had gone out, that SharePoint is currently being updated with information as well. So especially on the construction side, I know that that's been a focus the last few months. So we'll have some more information in there as well. That really is the bulk of the information that I wanted to make sure I shared with you today. But I'll give you back your time if you don't have any questions for me. I appreciate everybody who jumped on to walk through this with us. And we did record this session, so you can tell your friends that later they'll be able to find it in I-Beam. And I'll stay on the line and see if any questions do come up. If you would, again, just utilize that question tab, and I'll answer whatever questions you have that I would be able to. Oh, here's a good question. What about the keyword search function? So when you're here in the company documents, and again, there's the two different views. There's the classic and there's the standard. So I'm in the standard view. There is a search capability, and you can spend some time even creating your own view. So you can say that you want to look up a certain view. Now, I've played with this, and it takes a little bit of tweaking to make it your own if you want to make sure that you always save a certain view for yourself. But you can utilize the search function and look up keywords. And I have highlighted the email, so let me just make sure I have the highest level highlighted here. And then you would just type in whatever keyword you needed that you were looking for. So let's see. Okay, so I looked up vendor, and then you can see all of the results that come in. Now again, you'll want to pay attention to what level you're searching at. I was at the highest level with company documents. You can bring it on down and say you want to search for a topic of the week. You can do a search. Pop it in and do a search. And then all of the options would pop up for you. Thank you for that reminder. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. I will hang out here for the next few minutes and see if there are any questions. And as always, if you have any suggestions, thoughts, questions, just shoot me an email or give me a call. Thank you.